there are a bunch of, adjust that, get the one more gotcha off of the bottom of the screen. Um, there are a bunch of these tests that tell you how two numbers compare with each other. So let's look through them. A left caret over here below 1 means less than. Two things on each side, A less than B. Then there is, somewhat unexpectedly, I guess you would say, less than or equal to. 3 is less than 4. 3 is less than or equal to 3. They're both true. Finally, you can ask about absolute equality. That is a double equal sign. And up here, I will go and, well, I won't put a space in there, but they got to be touching. Two separated equal signs is a subtle bug, although that one might get caught by the compiler. One equal sign almost never is. And it does not mean compare. It means assign a number from the right to the left. It will probably do that. It will probably give you a true or false value, but it won't be what you expected. Okay, so less than or equal to, equal, greater than or equal, greater than. Then exclamation point, that's a not, as in not next to an A means not A. And this reverses the truth of something. Not false is true, not true is false. Okay, then there's two connectors. Once you've asked a simple question about greater than or less than, maybe you want to combine it with other questions. So double ampersand is and, double vertical bar. This is the vertical bar that is over on kind of between the return and the delete over on the upper right of my keyboard above backslash. So it's shift double bar, no space, means or, as in A or B. And this means it's true if either or both are true. Okay, so notice that this is different from English, where if I were to say John or Mary, the assumption is we're going to pick one or the other, but not both. In computers, the usual or is John or Mary will come, or both of them will come. If John is telling the truth, or Mary's telling the truth, or John and Mary are both telling the truth, it's all the same to a standard or. Okay, finally, there is an ordering to how all this testing takes place. And so, just like times and plus have an ordering, or a precedence as it is called, in which if it's ambiguous and you don't know what, you have a plus and a times next to each other, the times happens first, then the plus happens second. There's a natural ordering to all these logical expressions. So the computer goes through and it does not whatever it's touching first. Okay, then second, it figures out all the greater than or equal, less than or equal, less than. Okay, then there's a somewhat more encompassing test, which is the equal equal. If A is greater than B and something else is equal equal, I guess, or not equal, at any rate, it's lower than those two. Finally, we get to, or next to finally, we get to the double and. That happens next. And at the very lowest, we get the double or. And we'll scroll the page here again. Okay. If we look down about 2 points up from the end there, this gives us a natural ordering where I say if A plus 1 is greater than B and C is less than D, or the override is true, then you do something. And that's the same as the next expression, which I won't try to read, full of parentheses, showing the order in which all these things happen. Normally, you wouldn't do that. You might do one around the and or the or, just if you weren't quite sure what the order of those was and you didn't want to look it up. Okay, anything left? A warning about the double equal sign. Numbers. 0 is always guaranteed to be false, depending upon usually not 0. -1, 10, 23, -200 are all true, but that's not true in every version of C. It's a little bit rough out there. So your guarantee of 0 is false. You're not necessarily guaranteed of anything else. Use the keywords true and false if you want to use them that way. Try not to use numbers. That's something that's inherited from C. And that is the end of part 5. Thank you.